Greetings, everyone. Hey, how about on this absolutely gorgeous and awesome autumn morning, we chill out, we mellow out with Psalm 46. Psalm 46, yeah, what's that all about? Well, it's all about Martin Luther. Well, it's not about Luther, but it's about what he did with the psalm, used it as the basis of that hymn we all know, "A Mighty Fortress is Our God." Our fortress, our strength. God is present with us. Look at the refrain that's going to pop up twice in this psalm. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Yeah, that word fortress, refuge, it's the same thing in the Hebrew. And it means that God is there to give his ultimate protection to you and to me. Now, why did Luther pick out this psalm to base A Mighty Fortress on? Well, we know Luther went through his own struggles personally. He felt that God didn't like him, that God didn't want him. And he did everything he possibly could think of to convince God, I'm not such a bad guy. Come on, love me. Well, actually, what he said was, I'm a really bad guy, but God, please do something about it. And it's just incredible what he went through, the struggles. And he didn't find comfort or strength in the scriptures until he realized he was missing the key point of scriptures. That God so loved the world. That God so loved the world that he sent his only son. And that we aren't justified, we aren't made right with God by doing stuff to kind of prove to God that we're worthy of his love. No, God just plain loves us. And all we have to do is reach out and accept that love. And once we do that, wow, we realize that God is our fortress. He is our refuge. He is our strength. We have that going on in Psalm 46. First 3 verses talk about the chaotic waters that once again are overwhelming the earth. Those waters of chaos that were there at creation that God started setting the boundaries to. And that God, Yahweh, established, you don't go any further than this, and calms them down, and all that good stuff that goes along with creation. Yep. But now it seems like the world is just messed up, and these waters, chaotic waters, are all around us. But it goes on to say, wait a minute. Hey, there's a city. It never names the city in the psalm, but we know it's Jerusalem. Yeah. The city of God. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. It was there in the temple that the people believed that was God's dwelling. I think the reason why it's not ever mentioned that it's Jerusalem and it says the city of God is that no matter where you are, God is there present to be with you, to give you his comfort and his strength. And that's why we have that ever-present little refrain after this group of verses 4 through 7, and then the last group of verses. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. That's what we need to know from this psalm. God doesn't abandon us. God is with us. We can find comfort and strength in him in the midst of all the chaos that's going on. In the midst of that chaos, we find peace with God. At the very end of the psalm, come behold the works of the Lord. See what desolations he's brought on the earth? What? Wait a minute. We were just talking about God giving us peace and comfort and refuge. Well, you know what the desolations are? He makes wars to cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bows. He destroys all the weapons of warfare. That's what God is going to do for all of us. That mighty God who reigns as the Lord of all the hosts of heaven. He is the refuge and strength for us here on earth. Be still and know that I am God. That's the last thing that's asked of us. Just be still and know that Yahweh is there for you and for me. He loves us. He cares for us. He is our comfort, our fortress, and our strength. Well, you know what? This sun is shining in my face, and it's a glorious thing. Realize this psalm also mentions the sun and how God has brought order to the world through the sun. Yeah, because it rises in the east, it sets in the west, and just keeps doing its thing day after day, year after year. He is our fortress and our strength. God's blessings be with you on this gorgeous autumn morning.